Hey guys, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I'm JR. Today we're going to take a moment to talk about wheel spacers. What they are, what they do, why you should run them or not run them. The internet's full of opinions as usual, not a lot of fact. I saw the one video where the guy's like, oh, the factory engineered this to be perfect the way it is. If you believe that, then I don't know why you're modifying your vehicle at all. But the simple explanation is that spacers space your wheels out. They move them out further. You do it for a variety of reasons. You do it for that stance life. You do it for the poke, yo. You do it because maybe your wheels don't clear your calipers quite right. Maybe your tires get into your ball joints. There's a bunch of reasons to do it. The elitist people will be like, just run the right wheels, bro. You know, I accept donations. If you're writing checks for a sweet set of cock stars, I'll take them. But otherwise, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do. These are factory wheels. Factory wheels tend to be offset heavily inwards, and they're dealing with a different set of criteria. So what I have here for the wife's Jeep is the Spider Track 1 3/4 spacers. They are what's called hub centric, meaning that this is a machine to fit perfectly over the hub, and this is what's going to locate it so that there's no run out from here to here. Other spacers are what's called lug centric, where the lugs kind of locate them and they float around, and they tend to be a little more loosey-goosey, and you get some shake with them. These are high quality spacers. They come with red Loctite. They come with all the graded hardware that you need. And really, when you see the horror stories of spacers, there's two reasons why they fail. One is that people didn't tighten them enough, and they sat there and they flopped and they flopped and they flopped, and they beat the hell out of themselves and beat themselves right off the vehicle. The other is that people hear that the number one reason for spacer failures is because they weren't tight enough, and they go all gorilla and over tighten them. You don't want to impact your spacers on, which, you know, impact's wildly inconsistent. You can see a 15-20 foot-pound variation on an impact from same impact, different bolts. And you don't want to over tighten them. You want to actually not driveway nonsense, you know, 3 oga-dogas. You want to actually use a torque wrench and torque them properly. So I'm going to get these off because we got a trip coming up. We're going to Mississippi. We're going from Michigan to Mississippi. I'm putting these spacers on. We're going to wheel this thing, and I guess if this is my last upload, you guys will know that I died and you shouldn't use spacers. But I think I'll be fine. I love my family. So, you know, I'm not trying to put them off in the ditch or get insurance money out of them or anything like that. So I'm going to pull these wheels and tires off, and then we'll have Mrs. Engineer come help me with her foot on the brake so I can torque the spacers on, and we'll bring you back. Alright, so if you look here, you can see that this is the hub, what they're calling the hub, and that's what the inner diameter of the spacer fits on. So it's got maybe a couple thousandths of clearance. When it goes on there, it can't move up and down much. I don't know, that's maybe 5 thou. But before you put it on, you need to red Loctite all your studs. Could you hold this for me, please? You want to make sure you use red out here at the end. It's not gonna, you can't get to the studs later, and this is the only part of the threads you're using. Don't use blue. Don't use anti-seize. If anything, you want them to seize, right? Because like until you do a brake job, these should never ever come off. There's really no reason to be sparing with this stuff. Use it or lose it. And then once these have a conical seat, just like a normal wheel, so the cone goes down. I just get them started, and then I run them down with a ratchet, and then I torque them once I have them all on. So we'll be back. So that's it. They're on, they're installed, they're torqued, 135 foot-pounds per the Spider-Trac's directions. Crisscross pattern. You don't really have to get too scientific with it. Just make sure when you store your torque wrench, you're storing it on 0. And when you come up to your torque reading, don't jerk the wrench. People love to jerk the wrench. I don't know why that is. I push it with my hand open until it clicks, and then I let go. But with the help of my lovely assistant, with her foot on the brake, it was a pretty straightforward deal. I'll bring you back when I have these wheels and tires back installed, and we'll see how it looks. All right, we're all installed. We're running down the highway. No shakes, no vibes. Nice and steady, nice and secure. We can even do a little better than that. It's rock solid. I'll bring you guys back to show you how they look installed now, but you want to go about, I think the instructions say 125 miles. You want to go a little ways and check them and retorque them if necessary. The red Loctite, blue Loctite requires like the same amount of force to take it back off, but red Loctite requires some ridiculous extra amount of force to take it back off. So they should be secure, but you definitely want to make sure that you double check them. So give it about 100, 150 miles, pull all the wheels off, retorque them, and you will not have any problems with wheel spacers. We'll be right back to show you guys how this looks. All right, so here we are, Crosswear road of nowhere and super nowhere, but spacers look good. Jeep looks good. Handles great. Definitely a big improvement over what it was when we got it. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. This is gonna be, oh, I forgot. There, now you can't find me. So yeah, spacers. I recommend them. Do it. Have fun. Have all the poke, yo. Have a good time. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time on The Driveway Engineer. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you.